Hey, Stephen Ritter here. Just back by popular request, I'm gonna talk to you today about how I pickle eggs. This is just a quick, easy pickled egg recipe that I've done before, and I'm gonna walk you through it a little bit, and then a little change of pace here with this video. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how I do it, then we'll cut to a couple of days later, and the last part of this video is gonna be actually pulling them out. So it's gonna be about 3 days from start here until you actually see the finished product, so we'll get to see what it looks like. Really easy recipe. You start out and you can follow down below, and don't forget on your way down as you're checking out the menus, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't. So what we're doing today is, and this is a little different, like we did the fermented pickles, and that was just done with salt. It's a salt brine solution that encourages fermentation. This is more of a preserving using vinegar, which the vinegar is slightly acidic. It inhibits the growth of bacteria, things like that. So you're preserving it by kind of keeping all the bacteria away as much as possible. We're gonna use vinegar. We're gonna mix a little bit of sugar with it for taste, which we didn't do with the fermented pickles. We're gonna do with this, and just a few other little spices. One of the things that we're going to use that I really like is beets. So we're going to use beets. So I got apple cider vinegar. You can use white vinegar, that's fine. Apple cider vinegar, I like the taste. Because I'm using beets and it's going to impart a color, I'm not really worried about apple cider vinegar. If you use apple cider vinegar with things like pickles or things like that, it has a tendency to change the color a little bit. So I don't really care here because I want color. I'm going to go with red here, and so it's not going to be a problem at all. And I like the taste of apple cider vinegar a little bit more. Like I said, just a can of sliced beets. I've got 1 1/4 cups of water that I'm going to start out with, and 3/4 cups of apple cider vinegar. I'm going to go ahead and get that. You can walk over here, Bella. Bella, this is your favorite, isn't it? Pickled eggs. It soon will be if it's not, right? So I've got the water and I've got the vinegar, and then I pour the beet juice in there as well. Put it on the stove, bring it up to a boil, and then you want to take it down to a simmer for about 5 minutes or so. Then we're going to come back. The next thing I want is a cup of just white sugar. I'm going to go with that. And then I've got some salt and pepper. And it says a pinch. So how much is a pinch? This is just, I've got Himalayan pink salt here. That you can get from because it's got the little grinder. And this is kind of my technique. I'll kind of grind it up a little bit, catch it in the cap here, see? And then I just kind of figure out what a pinch is. So, pinch hard. There you go. So there's about a pinch. And then about it. Now you don't have to use pepper. I know my mom was allergic to pepper. If you're allergic to pepper, don't use pepper, please. So, but I like a little bit. I know this is loud. I've been reading your comments. I'm going to talk a little louder this time. So about a pinch of pepper in there too. Now I've got right here. I've got a quart jar. We're not gonna can these. We're just putting them in vinegar, the vinegar solution. We're going to put them in the fridge. They should last, after about 3 days, they'll be ready to eat. A little bit longer, it really imparts it more, but it should last 3 months, up to 3 months in your fridge probably. Just keep an eye on it, look for anything that might grow on it, but it shouldn't. And again, just like me with the pickles, if they last more than 2 weeks, it's probably because I'm traveling, because I love these things. I've got 6 eggs. 6 eggs that go in this quart jar with the fluid we've got. So while we're doing that, I'm actually going to go back and I'm going to put the sugar in. And I'm going to get it all mixed in there real good. Stir it around. So I'm going to just a slight simmer just to kind of make sure that's all good and mixed up. Come back to that. In the meantime, while I'm doing that, take the top off. Now, again, it's to taste. So I'm gonna go a little light on the garlic. I'm just gonna go with 3 cloves in here, and then I'm gonna put some of these beets in because I like beets. And having them in here as well will give a nice little taste and kind of an extra little side meal for this as well. Throw some beets in there. Now I'm going to go with just 6 eggs, so 6 hard-boiled eggs, and I made these ahead of time, obviously. Now these look real nice. This one right here, can you see this, Bella? That one looks a little rough, doesn't it? What happened there? You know, that looked like the truck ran over the chicken before it laid it, doesn't it? So little tip that I forgot and neglected to do this time around, but once you boil your eggs, once they're done, you take them off the heat. If you pour that hot water out and put nice, really, really cold water on the eggs right away, that'll help you peel them. So I had a time peeling these eggs here. Just toss them in. That's it. So quart jar, 6 eggs fit in there real nice. And then when this is done, which, you know, I had it simmering, simmer it for about 5 minutes or so. It's nice and mixed together. If you go a little shorter than that, I'm sure that's fine, but that really, just to kind of impart all the flavors. I'm gonna take the heat off because it's been about 5 minutes. Kind of did this a little bit ahead of time. And we're gonna let this cool a little bit. And then we're gonna just pour it right on top of the on the eggs. We'll come right back here in a second and do that. Okay, so we're back. I've let this cool down a little bit. This is the mixture that we had before. So water, 1 1/4 cups of water. We had 3/4 cups of vinegar, and then we poured the beet juice that we had. So remember, we did all that, and the sugar went in, the salt and pepper. So all I'm gonna do now, I've got my eggs in here. I put the beets in there. I got some garlic. You can put other things in there as spice to taste. You can put some other vegetables in if you'd like, some zucchini or carrots or onions or things like that. Sure, yeah, you could do all of that. All I'm gonna do now is pour this in till it is kind of covered. I'm gonna leave about 1 inch head space. Now, see right here, I've got some leftover juice, and that's fine. If you want to use it for something else or just pour it off, whatever, that's fine. The main thing is just is getting enough in here. Now the eggs aren't. I'll put a little bit more in there. So the eggs aren't all the way covered, but as they soak in there, they'll actually sink down towards the bottom. So and then I'll just make a point. So I'm going to just lightly put this top on here. I'm going to let this get to, it's still a little warm, I'm going to let this get to room temperature, and then I'm going to put it in the fridge. And we'll come back in 3 days and we'll check on them a little bit and see what they look like. In the meantime, about every other day, I'll flip the jar over while it's in the fridge and just make sure that the eggs stay covered with all the liquid. So we'll come back here in 3 days and we'll check on them. Okay, it's been 3 days since we put these in the refrigerator now. So the beet juice in there again is gonna absorb into the protein of the egg white. I'm gonna take one of these out. Now we're gonna taste it and see. Take one of these nice ones. So as you can see here, so this egg had split a little bit, so that's all right. So as you can see, it kind of absorbed the color of the beet juice. I'm gonna slice this open and see what it looks like on the inside here. See, so this would make a really nice egg for a nice salad, really nice looking egg the way it's, so the longer you leave it in that beet juice, the more it's gonna absorb into here. So after about a week or so, this whole egg white here will be beet juice colored. So let's give it a little taste to see. So you're gonna get, you know, we did it with the vinegar and it has a nice tart taste to it. And it also had the sweetness of the sugar. It's got a real nice sweet tart taste to it. Very nice. Nice on a salad, or you know, if you just want to dig one out and eat it, that's fine too. So that's a quick, easy pickled egg recipe. Recipes down below. On your way down, checking it out, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and we'll go on and keep those good ideas coming. And we'll see you next time. See you later.